Okay, YouTubers, this is the Angryprepper. So today's video, we're going to talk about the cattle situation, right? The cows that are up and died. Apparently, 3,000 cows in a day passed away, died, or 10,000 within a week were dead in the same state of Kansas. Now, interestingly enough, guys, they're trying to blame heat. Some people think it's 5Gs, and other people think they're poisoned. Now, here's the problem with all three of those excuses. Heat doesn't make sense because we've seen heat waves in other states for longer, hotter than that, and cows didn't die in this massive number. Though some will argue that the cows in Kansas are not used to the heat like cows in Texas or Arizona. So I'll give you that argument. But still, as a cattle rancher, or wrangler, if you will, you notice the behaviors of cows in any situation, guys. You'll see them behaving differently, especially if heat's involved. They either be lethargic, they're walking really slow. If you go out there, they're probably laying down, and they all don't die at the same time. They just don't. That is mathematically impossible for everything to die at the same time unless they were poisoned. And I'll get to the poison in a bit. The 5G excuse doesn't make sense because, again, you would still see erratic behavior before they wind up dying. They just wouldn't all keel over and die. Again, you would see erratic behavior from some while others can handle it. So cows are almost along the same lines as humans or pigs or bigger animals can handle that kind of radiation. And 5Gs, again, just doesn't make sense. Now, I don't know if they have 5Gs antennas or devices out there, but as far as them behaving, you would see the behavioral changes before they actually died. And I'm assuming that cattle ranchers check up on their cattle day to day. That's me assuming. Poison would make more sense, but you would still see some still dying. Maybe some didn't eat it all, maybe some did eat it all, but the fact that they all died of poison still doesn't make sense. Now, it seems like, according to the video, all the cattle died in that group. So it's still, you would still see some laboring or some, again, behaving erratically or differently, some being sick and not moving, but all of them dying still doesn't make sense. Now, yes, that is a possibility. Poison is probably the more sensible excuse, but how did they all die over the weekend? Again, without the ranchers checking up on them. So you mean to tell me you put your cattle out to roam and then you come back after the weekend and go, oh my God, my cattle are dead? Like, again, that doesn't make sense. Now, poisoning is probably the only way you can get away with that, especially if you use gas. Now, I'm not saying they use liquid, because liquid, again, you wouldn't get all of them to drink from the same, I guess, water source. And to boot, you would still have some still alive, not all of them dying. Now, gas would make more sense. It's why they all died, especially if they were all herded together. But again, no one really knows. The heat excuse doesn't work for me because, again, we've seen heat waves in India where they had heat for a week straight and their cattle didn't die. You mean to tell me our cows did? Now, yes, if you're talking about climatic differences of the animals, being that those cattle in India are probably used to that heat where the cattle in Kansas are not so much, you can use that argument. But again, all 3,000 in this one farm dying or all 10,000 within a week still doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Now, India is going through a heat wave right now, actually, and I looked up their cattle deaths and I didn't see any. Their summer starts in April and ends this month, actually. So they have a fairly short summer, then they have monsoon season. Still, I didn't see any cattle deaths in India, but it seems like, guys, a lot of our food sources here are being attacked. If you're not seeing the same pattern in other countries that are having heat waves, but here in the United States, we are, there's a bit of a fucking a problem. And conspiracy theorists to the side, or conspiracy theories to the side, you can't be blind to what's going on. You have 98 to 99 food processing plants and or farms, food being destroyed. Plants are being destroyed, farms are killing off their animals, farms are killing off their chickens, ducks, and turkeys because of the bird flu. Food processing plants, are bursting into flames. Chickens, again, are running around with matches and gasoline saying, fuck it, let's light ourselves on fire. It all doesn't make sense. And you don't, listen, 98 is not a coincidence. 98 is an attack. People need to realize that this is happening, and this is not just some conspiracy theory kook shit. Because conspiracy theory kook shit would be like 3, and I'm like, oh my God, they're killing all our food. And then you can be like, that asshole's only 3 of them. 98. Dabu 7 pointed this out, and somebody else, I forgot the other YouTuber pointed this out, and it's on Zero Hedge, which again, I take Zero Hedge with a grain of salt, but nonetheless, when I went on their website, you can click on every last one of the, or almost every last one of the food processing plants or farms being affected by this attack on our food. And there's articles to back them up. So with that, guys, our food is definitely in danger. It's no longer a theory. It's no longer conspiracy. It's under attack. Even if you want to blame climate change, you want to blame the heat, our food is still under attack. We definitely need to now kick our preps into high gear. That means more canning of meat, because now we're going to see a beef shortage if this continues. Then they're going to tell us that cows are committing suicide and that they were depressed. But some shit is going to something stupid is going to come out of their mouth. The heat wave thing, I'm just not buying. And I know a lot of you guys are not buying it either. But again, I hate to be on the conspiracy theory train for this long, guys, but it's no longer conspiracy theory. We are looking at attacks on foods. We are watching things across the world being attacked, food sources being attacked across the world, not even just the United States, everywhere. We have some shit that's being man-made or forced, rather, like the whole Russia-Ukraine situation with the wheat. We have other countries now holding on to their exports because they don't know what's going to happen. So now they're no longer exporting their grains or rice, and they're holding on to it, and it's affecting other countries. We're seeing this worldwide. With this being said, guys, we have to kick our shit into high gear starting this week. Not next week, not when you get paid, or unless you don't have any money. Sorry, if you don't have any money, then you gotta wait and then wait. But as soon as you get money, guys, fucking start getting it in a high gear. The warning signs, and I call these warning signs, and some people are like, these are not warning signs, this is it. No, this is not it yet. These are warning signs, and these are heavy warning signs. These are actually a shot across the bow. Now we're like, oh shit. Now we go into fucking like extreme prep mode. And I'm talking about fucking constantly going to the store, picking up a thing of meat, canning that shit. If you only can afford to can 1 or 2 cans at a time of meat, guys, then do so. But nonetheless, start putting it away. This is going to be a heavy, heavy fucking next 6 months, guys. Heavy. I'm talking about, like, when I mean heavy, I mean bad. We're going to see a lot of blackouts. There are a lot of things that we can do to head off those blackouts, and I have a couple of videos that I'm going to come out with stating what you can do for blackouts, because I think, and someone else mentioned it, another YouTube channel mentioned, and it made sense, these blackouts are going to be a reoccurring thing. It's not just going to be for the month of summer. At least I think that. I think that we're going to go past the summer. We're going to have blackouts in the fall and winter. That is my theory. I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm just saying I have this idea. After listening to this guy, I'm like, that's a plausible theory, that we could see blackouts past the summer. Either way, guys, the human race is under attack. Whether you are looking at this from a biblical standpoint or you're looking at this from a logical standpoint, both biblical and logical are meeting in the fucking middle. We are under attack. All right, guys, other than that, this is the Angry Prepper. Thank you for watching.